Happy Saturday, people. It's your girl, Dr. Rowe, coaching 562, raw and authentic. I'm not going to keep you long on this Saturday night, but there are a couple things that I wanted to share with you. Hopefully, we can chit chat a little bit. I can inspire and motivate along the way, and we can have a brief discussion before my Saturday night ends with me going to sleep and eating the rest of my Mexican food. All right, let's get into it. So, there are two things that I want to really touch on today. One, the overall thing is that I have mantras, and I usually say them at the end of all of my videos. But the one that I want to focus in on today is simply comparing less, focusing more. And in comparing less, there are 2 points that I really want to touch on. And this is going to be really quick, guys. The 2 points that I want to touch on is point number 1, stay in your lane. Point number 2, listen to your own voice. You ready to chop it up? Let's get going. Point number 1, stay in your own lane. I know, a prime example, we all have coworkers. Some of us may not, but I know I've had coworkers, past and sometimes present, that don't stay in their own lane. They do their job, they do everybody else's job, and then when they're tired and stressed out, it's the issue. We were never intended to be in other people's lane. We were always intended to be in our own individual lanes. That's the thing that makes us unique and special. We are all uniquely and wonderfully made, and we all have different things about us. We all have different skills, and we all have different quorums. So one of the things when staying in your own lane, when you are trying to pursue different goals and different dreams and things that you want to do, sometimes it can be confusing when we have everything that's out there and people are making tons of money, because sometimes we get caught up in the money and not the purpose. But the whole point of it all is to be tied to your purpose and not to the money, because if you're tied to your purpose, then the money will come. So when I say stay in your lane, simply what I'm meaning is I've done it before myself. I had a cousin, and my cousin does a little bit of everything. She's pretty cool. But I was just like, oh, I can sell candy apples and I can make me some money. Let me go sell me some candy apples. And then I was like, no. Then I was like, okay, I want to make a wreath for my door. And everybody started telling me, like, girl, your wreaths are bum. You're going to make them for other people. And I really wasn't feeling wreaths. I really wasn't doing it like that. The whole point of me making a wreath was simply to make one for my front door. I kept trying to find something that I liked. I didn't. And so I wanted to create what I wanted to create. I did not want to make it into a career. It's not something I'm passionate about. I'm just cheap. And I was wanting to make a wreath at a cheaper price, so that I wouldn't have to spend an arm and a leg and it not be what I wanted to be. So with that being said, I've tried different ventures and I've jumped from one thing to the next and I bounced all over the place. And I know you see your friends, you see other people. One day they selling candy apples and the next day they selling clothes. I mean, and I'm not knocking anybody's hustles. Do you, boo? Do what you do, because some people can be versatile and flexible like that. And if they can, then do you, go make your money. But what I had to learn is that I didn't want to chase money. I wanted to do something that I enjoyed doing, and I wanted the money to come. So with that being said, you have to stay in your lane. If you know you don't like clothes, but somebody told you that clothes is popping right now, you can go wholesale, make a lot of money. If you don't like to sell clothes, don't go over there and get yourself caught up in the wholesale, and that's not what you want to do. You got to stay in your own lane. And in staying in your own lane, sometimes it may be difficult because you may see people making tons of money and you get caught up in what they're doing and you don't even know their process. You don't know if these people are barely making it. You don't know if these people are having to move around. You don't know what these people's finances look like. You don't even know if they have another support system that's enabling them to be able to do what they do. So when I say stay in your own lane, first of all, in order to stay in your own lane, you have to know who you are. And in knowing who you are, then you get to learn. When you know who you are, you know things that are your interests and you know what your purpose is. And when you know who you are and you know what your purpose is, then you can stay in your own lane and do the things that God called you to do. So in order to stay in your own lane, you got to know who you are. And in order to know who you are, you got to spend some time with you. And what we focus on all the time is self-love. Spending some alone time loving you. And if you love you, then and you study the word, God is going to reveal who you are. You're going to know who you are, but in knowing who you are, you'll know whose you are and you'll know what your purpose is. So with me saying that, stay in your own lane. I have friends who are very talented and they do some amazing things. I have friends that do hair and they out there killing the hair game. I have friends who are consultants and they're killing the consulting game. I have friends out there who are assistant principals, friends that are principals, and they're killing it. But guys, that's not my gift. That's not my ministry. I was not intended to be a principal nor AP. I was not intended to be a beautician, and nor was I intended to be out here killing it in the cooking game, or that's not my purpose. And I can do some things well, but that's not my ministry. And so I know that's not my calling. That's not my ministry. So I stay in my own lane and I do me. My calling, my ministry, I know what they are and I stay in it. And just because something looks appeasing and it looks like it's going to generate me some money, I don't jump in it just because it's going to generate me money. I jump in something because I'm passionate about it and I feel like it's a part of my calling. So number one, stay in your own lane. And in order to stay in your own lane, you have to know who you are, you have to know your interests, and you have to know your purpose, because they all tie or align together. Purpose and passion, when you find purpose and passion, they overlay, they align. So number two, listen to your own voice. Like I said with number one, you have to stay in your own lane. Sometimes people can tell us what's good, what may be good for them, and in turn they tell us it's good for us, and it may not be good for us. It's almost like when people start businesses. I hear people in music industry all the time, and I actually read Alicia Keys' book, and she really emphasizes the importance of her, paying attention to her own intuition and what it was that she was willing to do and what she was not. And she talks about, she goes on in the book to talk about how it was a particular picture that she took, and she felt very uncomfortable, and she did not feel like herself in that picture, but she went on and she did it anyway in spite of how she felt. So guys, when you don't feel right about something, don't do it. You got to be your own voice. And I got to tell y'all this funny story. Y'all can judge me. You can do whatever. I don't care. Like I say, I'm coaching 562 and I'm raw and authentic for a reason. I'm transparent with what I want to be transparent at the moment that I want to be transparent with it, because I'm human. So when we talk about staying in your own lane, listening to your own voice is the one that I want to reiterate. I've done it before. I've called a psychic to say like, okay, this is happening. What's going to happen in this? And then I had to really think about it. I'm calling somebody who knows absolutely nothing about me. I know me. I'm 39 years old. I've been with me for 39 years. You know what I'm saying? So why would I call somebody who knows absolutely nothing about me and ask them to tell me what my future looks like? It's ridiculous. I know I did it. I know it's crazy. I know. But I just had to be transparent with you and show that you got to listen to, I know who I am. And when I get confused, I need to sit down and I need to take a break and I need to listen to my own voice. I don't need anybody else telling me the trajectory of what I should do with my own life or how somebody feels or thinks about me. I listen to my own voice. And that's one of the things that I've really been focusing in and working on really, really hard, is listening to my own voice. Because at the end of the day, everybody's opinions and everybody's advice is based solely on their experiences. Am I telling you that people don't have sound advice for you? That's not what I'm saying. Because when you have mentors and you have confidence of people that you trust and people that have been where you're trying to go, they're going to be able to give you some knowledge that you wouldn't otherwise have. They're going to be able to school you on issues that you wouldn't otherwise been able to be schooled on. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when something doesn't feel right, you need to listen to your intuition. Even when you are in the process of building businesses, you're in the process of trying to figure out what it is, the next move, the next direction that you want to take for your life. The best thing for you to do is get on your knees and pray and figure out what's the next move and hear your own inner voice and hear God speak to you, instead of you going to ask somebody else for something that God has clearly told you to do, or your vision and your purpose. It's hard to ask somebody for advice when it's something that God has told you to do and he ain't told them. I mean, how's somebody going to tell you about a business or how to run a business or going to give you sound advice and they've never run one before? I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? So if I'm trying to figure out what I need to do to run a business, I'm going to go ask somebody who's running a business successfully. Now, hear me when you hear what I said. If somebody's running a business and their business is down in the dumps and they have been successful and they are not efficient or effective in what they're doing, then I'm probably not going to ask that person for any assistance. I'm going to ask somebody who is doing what I want to do, but who is successful at doing it. Now, when I ask them for advice, am I going to do verbatim what they did? No. I'm going to take nuggets that they tell me, and I'm going to shape those nuggets into be something that Ramona would produce. I'm not going to try to be my mentor, because I cannot be my mentor. My mentor can be a blessing to me and she can help me and encourage me, but I can't be her. I can only be Ramona. So at the end of the day, guys, what I'm saying is stay in your own lane, do what you know is right to do for you, and listen to your own voice. It's okay to get help. It's okay to get assistance, but you take your nuggets and you do with them and utilize them what's beneficial for you to utilize. So I'm saying all of that to say, be patient with yourself. Be patient with your process. Don't give up. Stay in your own lane. But even in staying in your own lane, you can clap for other people even though they're not in your lane. Just a sidebar. Stay in your own lane and listen to your own voice. When God gives you a vision and he's giving you something, he gave it to you for a reason. Your vision is not going to be somebody else's vision, but you can take nuggets from people who've been where you're trying to go, mold it, make it be your thing. You know what I'm saying? So guys, this is short. I didn't want to be on here long. I just wanted to share that information with you. It came to me because I struggle with it and I deal with it all the time. You compare less and focus more. You can't worry about what somebody else has going because that's not your call. You focus and you stay in your own lane. And once you stay in your own lane, you listen to your own intuition, your own voice, and you stay focused on the course and what it is that you have signed up and what it is that you have been signed up to do and the task that God has set before you to do. So do you. At the end of the day, guys, remember, I'm going to keep it short. Always choose you. Remember to talk less, listen more, love more, judge less, and always remember to compare less and focus more. And remember, and I'll reiterate it, to always choose you. I hope that you guys have a great Saturday night, and I will see you soon. And remember, be patient with yourself. Be patient with the process. Stay in your own lane and listen to your own voice. You heard? Peace out, guys.